Edson Ajamu Mitchell. I come with Jesus. It's 28 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. Good Monday morning to you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I do hope that you had yourselves a great weekend and that you're up and ready to face the challenges of this brand new work week. Yeah, I hope you are ready. Yep. Good morning, my brother Small Axe. Good morning to you. How is Sally Ann doing this morning? I hope Sally Ann is fine. I want to say good morning also to the Douglas family out there in Paradise, Susan and Claude and everybody, Kinda, and can't remember all the names, but good morning to you. Yep. Hope all is well. Denson and Epen and the guys out there in Chocolate City, Tito. Good morning to you, Squazim and Banji and everybody. Good morning. Hope you all are doing fine, yeah? Shondell and Cheryl out there in Carrier, Kubele to be precise. Good morning to you. Gailey, good morning. How's Uncle Robbie this morning? Everybody all right? Nice. Mr. Patrick Kojo and family, good morning. Wake up and live. Yeah, it's bright and sunny on the outside. Oh my goodness. I hope this heat wave is gone. It had me so, restless and listless yesterday, man. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It had a toll on me. That heat, I can't deal with the heat. I can live in the snow, not in... Oh yeah, wow. A very, very, very eventful weekend. Happened to be close to that scene where this gentleman allegedly got shot on Saturday night. Wasn't on there the exact time, but got there shortly after. And it was, it really, really, really bothered me. Is that what Grenada is coming to, man, where we can see bodies on the streets? Wow. Don't want to comment too much on it because it's an ongoing investigation, but really from a societal standpoint, it's really not, it's not what I expected to see, man, in this, in this beautiful country of ours. Really, really, really touched me. So the families involved, it's not just one family that got affected. They're both families. Like I said, I do not know the circumstances, surrounding the incident. But nonetheless, man. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That is the time. Let's get with the program. Good morning to all the early risers, the bus drivers and passengers. Good morning to you, Norbert Julian. We like to call him Red Hot. Travels over the hills. Good morning to you and your passengers. I think the drummer from Nawasa usually comes down with you. Good morning, bro. And while at that, good morning to Mr. Husbands and the entire team of Nawasa. Good morning. Let's get with the word of the day. The word of the day today, it's a noun. It's the word injunction. 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 An injunction refers to an order from the court of law that says something must be done or must not be done. Injunction. We hear that all the time. People file an injunction here, there, and everywhere. Donald Trump keeps filing injunction why he should not be tried and so forth. Yep. Good morning to all those in the legal fraternity, all the attorneys at law, the magistrates, the judges, the court clerks. Good morning. Augustine, good morning to you and family. How are you doing, bro? Hope all is well. Yep. Pastor Rodney, can't remember your first name, but you're in charge of the Central Police Station. Good morning to you and your entire team there. Inspector Blackett, good morning. How you do? You and the family? Everybody all right? Nice. Kotai Curtis Ranger, attached to the fire department. Good morning. As a matter of fact, good morning to the Ranger family. Eric, Gabriel, Harry, Roy, Nayuka, Gail. Yeah, everybody, good morning. Arthur, Reno, and family, good morning. Margaret, good morning to you. The folks inside of Pearls. Yes, mommy will be laid to rest on Thursday. Don't know how I'm dealing with that one yet, but when it comes, I have to deal with it, right? Yeah, Miss Joe is gone. Good morning to you, Helen and family. Auntie Alma, I think you should be back by now. Let's go to the thought of the day, right? Oh no, before I do that, let me tell you how we can use the word injunction. The group has obtained an injunction to prevent the demolition of the building. Yeah. The group has obtained an injunction or an order from the court to prevent the building from being demolished. Yep. Nice. Nadisha, good morning to you and the wonderful folks inside of Cafe in St. Andrew, Miss Holmes and family, Papa Jerry and family, good morning to you, Louie and family. I understand you have a big day coming up, bro. All the best. All right. We should be getting back into the All Fours and Domino thing from this Saturday. Yeah, so, we'll talk. The Domino players out there in St. David. All right, we have a little tournament that is being planned at the moment. We'll give you more information as the time progresses. But nonetheless, good morning also to you, Kitty Cat and family out there in Bacolet. Good morning, Alwyn. What's up, guy? The thought of the day. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. Yeah. Every day might not be good, but there's something good in every day. And good and bad in that term to me is a relative word, yeah? Relative. What's good for me might not be good for you. The farmers might say, oh, it's so good that we had so much rain today. The construction worker might say, oh my goodness, rain today, boy. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the way it is. So every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. As a matter of fact, I've learned in recent times to take the good out of every bad situation. I look for the good, the lesson being learned. Right, what else is buzzing? What's buzzing this morning? Gospel Challenge is back, and this year it is the Mogo edition of it, music of Grenadian origin. All right, however, the auditions for the challenge will be held right here at GBN's television studio on Observatory Road on Saturday the 23rd and Sunday the 24th of September. It starts from 10 a.m. and runs till 1 p.m. Now, please note that the final will be held on the 4th of November. And at the final, once you made it through to the final, then you must be singing original music. Yeah, nice. So the GBN Gospel Challenge is on November the 4th, all right? So please be guided accordingly. You can call 440-3033 to make your pre-arrangements for registration. In case you missed it, the Grenada national football team, the senior team, they drew 1-1 against Suriname. Okay, that game was played on Friday. Yeah, 1-1. Okay. Yep, that was good. And from all indications, from all information getting back to me is that the team is gelling better. They're doing better. They're performing better than when they got the whooping from the USA. That's good. Good morning to the coaching and management staff of the GFA. Ria Murray, what's up, girl? How are you doing? Blossom Alexis, how are you doing? You and the family. You're preparing for work, right? Good. Now, there has been a fatal shooting in St. Paul's and St. George, according to police. All right. The information on that is a bit sketchy still, but the investigation is ongoing. All right. Also, there word that there has been some chopping incident in St. George as well over the weekend. Details again scanty. Also buzzing this morning, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, the Honorable Andy Williams, is warning that the relevant authority will move unauthorized boats at the lagoon in the vicinity of the Kirani James Boulevard should the proper procedure not be taken. Yeah, boatmen, get the vessels away, all right? Avoid any inconvenience and disruptions. Do the right thing, even if you don't feel like. That is what character is all about. Good morning to you, Mr. Cecil Cadet and family. How you doing, bro? Hope you had a great weekend. Mommy Gwenny inside of Belial. Good morning to you. And while in Belial, let me drop by Auntie Ann and say good morning. Good morning to you, Auntie Ann, and the entire home circle. Peter and John and Sean and Chantel and everybody. Good morning. Shiny and family, good morning also. Nice. Good. Okay, this has been around for a while, but it's important, right? The TAMCC Creative and Cultural Industries courses, that's ongoing. It will do introduction to entertainment law and introduction to entrepreneurship for creative industries. These are designed for those actively involved in the creative field, okay? Each course offers a tailored experience for individuals to advance their education and serve as a stepping stone towards their goals. These courses are aimed at individuals actively engaged in the creative sectors and are designed to elevate their skills and knowledge. Registration dates are the 6th to the 12th of September from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Room 10, the Teachers Education Block at TAMCC, Tampton Campus. Contact Mrs. Mauricia Japal. All that is required is a valid photo ID. Scholarships are also available. So please solicit all the information that you need as it relates to that. And those are the buzzing stories this morning. We look forward to the conversation at the top of 7. So let's see. All right, Frances Buckmeyer says good morning, innocent. Our Facebook page is back up and running, all right? Ann Fletcher says good morning. Elsa Francis, good morning, everyone. Camila Antoine, why killing should be the first thing to come up in the news? I would like to know, please, especially with sketchy info. Well, simply because it's news, darling, and it's breaking. All right, that's why. That's what we're about. We're a news network. Okay, lovely. So, folks, those of you who are on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of Friday evening's television news. And those of you here on the network, the Classic Network, we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Stick with us. We'll be back.
Someone to help you to your feet. I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you. No, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands. We got everything we need. Cause you can look to me. Yes, I can. Whenever you're in need. Yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side. Never to divide. The light that shines always. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy Batiste. As police continue active investigations into the Egmont killing in August, a killer remains at large. The mysterious shooting incident on August 7, 2023, claimed the life of 30-year-old Delvon Thomas. The incident occurred at the home of well-known mass band owner Linton Warwood, who was also injured. Nisha Paul sought an update from local police and has this report.
According to the newly installed head of the Criminal Investigations Department, Superintendent Esau Peer, the matter is still under active investigation. A newspaper report originating in Trinidad and Tobago linked the fatal shooting incident to a hit ordered by a notorious gang leader from behind prison walls in the neighboring Twin Island Republic. The Trinidad Daily Express reported that Thomas and Warwood were most likely collateral damage, as the intended target was a Trinidadian man who resides in Europe and has been at odds with the incarcerated gang leader for several years. Police investigations into the fatal shooting incident have so far led to the arrest of 22-year-old Johannes Charles of Woburn St. George, who is currently on remand at the Richmond Hill prison. Charles, who was arrested 4 days after the fatal shooting, has retained the services of attorney Arlie Gill. He is facing indictable charges of abetment of capital murder and abetment to attempt to commit capital murder. In keeping with court procedure, Charles appeared for mention on Friday, 14 days after making his first court appearance. The suspect, who is due back in court on November 27th, is also facing additional charges of possession of ammunition and a small quantity of cannabis as a result of a search conducted on his premises. Meanwhile, Superintendent Peer, who was not able to provide much information into the shooting, confirmed that no further arrests have been made. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Superintendent of Police Esau Pear is the new head of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Superintendent Pear, whose appointment took effect on Monday, replaces Assistant Superintendent of Police Ryan Hall, who has been serving as head of the department for several months. Pear has over 38 years' experience in crime fighting and is at the helm of other units within the police force, including the Criminal Records Office, Special Victims Unit, and the Digital Forensic Unit. According to discussions in some quarters, Superintendent Pear's return to CID on transfer from his last posting as officer in charge of Carriacou will afford ASP Hall the opportunity to do more work on the ground to solve the recent spate of murders. There has been a handful of unsolved murders for the year so far, including that of Josiah John T. Robinson in June 2023, which has attracted international attention and a reward of $100,000 from American celebrity Tyler Perry for any information that leads to the arrest of his killer. Is it a case of the missing files? Well, Grenadians will have to wait a bit longer to find out more about Grenada's oil and gas facilities within territorial waters. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has this report.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, during the final sitting of the lower house, made a disclosure that continues to leave the populace wondering about oil and gas prospects within our waters.
For example, the oil and gas, where very little or no files exist within any of the official government ministries, but we will deal with that one in due course.
Grenada's hydrocarbon prospects that was hoped to have the economy booming remain unknown 5 years after the bombshell announcement by former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on the verge of general elections in 2018. At the time, he had confirmed a large deposit of commercially viable oil and gas in Grenada's waters.
Sisters and brothers, one well. We have several more wells which are even more exciting than the one they just found. In other words, Grenada can be a massive supplier of oil and gas.
The elections concluded with Grenadians handing the mandate back to Dr. Mitchell to continue to lead the country. The excitement over oil and gas led to questions being raised by the local media, but the response was not what was anticipated.
These two wells, you can't carry a business over a long period. These guys are investing hundreds of millions of US dollars. They have to have 5-6 wells to move.
An agreement was reached between Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago pertaining to the country's natural resources. However, the content of the agreement was never disclosed to the public. It was then Energy Officer in the Ministry of Energy, John Auguste, who explained why the silence.
It's a standard in the industry that even after I who have been working with one of these companies in the industry, I have a gag on my mouth for at least 7 years. I can't even speak of it because I'll be prosecuted.
Grenada now awaits further disclosure from the Deacon Mitchell-led government to see if it is a case of missing files. Cherian Blackman, Stephen, GBN News.
Other news, the one-year tax amnesty implemented by the Inland Revenue Division is in its final quarter. The tax amnesty provides a 100% waiver on all interests and penalties to all taxpayers with existing tax arrears owed to the division up to December 31, 2021. More details in this report.
The countdown is now on with just 4 months left to settle outstanding taxes owed to the government under the tax amnesty program, and property tax have received the most interest from citizens. All taxpayers who owe arrears to the Inland Revenue Department for the period ending December 31st, 2021 will receive a 100% waiver of all interest and penalties under the one-year tax amnesty program. Lonnie Alexis is the senior tax inspector responsible for collection, enforcement and compliance.
It is key to note here it's assessment period 2021. So for annual stamp tax, that means tax period 2022 will be part of the amnesty. For corporation tax, for income tax, 2021 is the cutoff period for the amnesty. So anything after 2021 for any other tax type except stamp tax, the tax period is 2021. For stamp tax period is 2022. That's the cutoff point. So 2023, if you are late, if you are filing late, you have the pay interest and penalty plus the tax for those periods.
The Inland Revenue Division encourages all taxpayers, both individuals and businesses, who have unpaid tax balances and unfiled tax returns for the period covered by the amnesty to take full advantage of this opportunity to clear the arrears and become more fully compliant with the law.
It's a simple process. If you need to know your arrears, if you're uncertain of what your liability is, you come to the department or you can make a phone call. We have various means as well. You can send an email. We respond to you through email. You can walk in, you see to the ladies in customer service, they will tell you what your balances are. It's a simple process. You have your balance, you have no queries with the balance, they give you some forms to pay, you go to the cashier, you make the payment. If you have any queries with the balance, then I will send you to collections where we can sift it you, look at the figures, ensure that what we have corresponds to what you think that is correct. And once we agree on the balance, then you simply go to the cashier and make payment after that. So it's a simple process. For persons that with large balances and may not be able to make a one-off payment, we can always sit with you and come up with a plan to liquidate the liabilities in a timely manner that within the time period up to December.
According to Alexis, the division has created a responsive plan to ensure all taxpayers are served.
So you have the personal income tax, you have the withholding taxes, you have the corporation tax, you have the gaming taxes, you have the VAT, you have, what am I leaving out here? Excise tax.
Taxpayers are reminded that come January 1, 2024, government will be enforcing and utilizing all provisions given to it by law against persons who refuse to settle their tax payments during the amnesty period. From the Ministry of Finance, I'm Oslyn, Crosby.
On September 10 each year, the focus is on the issue of reducing stigma and raising awareness among organizations, governments, and the public that suicides are preventable. On Sunday, Grenada will join with the rest of the world to spread the message of suicide awareness and prevention. More in this report.
Suicide is an alarming and major public health problem with far-reaching social, emotional, and economic consequences. It is estimated that there are currently over 700,000 suicides per year worldwide. Creating hope through action is the theme for World Suicide Prevention Day from 2021 to 2023. It serves as a powerful call to action and reminder of an alternative to suicide, and that through our actions we can encourage hope and create prevention. With 2023 designated as the Year of Wellness in Grenada, Josh Hector, National Director of Mental Health and Substance Issues, said the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs said action is being taken to build the necessary safeguard.
a national suicide prevention strategy is presently being drafted, with research underway to ensure its relevance. Like other countries worldwide, Grenada has grappled with the disastrous impact of suicide. We do not need to reference global statistics in this instance. That dismal tune has been played many times before. Now, there is a truth that remains defiant despite this catastrophic reality. Life does not have to end this way.
Hector said the day serves as a reminder that suicide prevention is a public health priority and reminds the public that our action, no matter how big or small, may provide hope to those who are struggling.
To the ones who are struggling to cope, please note that your story matters. There is a promising future ahead that is awaiting your triumphant arrival if you choose life today. In the words of Lucia Seneca, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. That unnoticed spark of courage lodged within you can be rekindled by the utterance of 3 decisive words that can facilitate recovery. I need help.
For GBN News, I am Rena Thomas reporting.
The Grenada National Reparations Committee says the focus of continued attempts to strengthen relations between Caribbean Community CARICOM and African Union countries should be direct airlift from the Caribbean to Africa. Here's the report.
The Grenada National Reparations Committee Chair, Ali Gill, says there is no better way for Africans on the continent and people of the Caribbean to reconnect than by flying regularly directly into each other's countries. He made the remarks on Thursday on the occasion of Africa CARICOM Day. Gill also cited cultural exchanges and economic cooperation as potential areas of mutual benefit for the Caribbean and Africa. He said both the Caribbean region, where the majority of the population is of African descent, and Africa itself are known for their exciting artistic and musical talent, and there is a natural synergy that can be built on. The partnership between the Caribbean community and the African continent holds immense potential for fostering cultural exchange, economic growth, and tourism development. Recognizing the shared history, cultural ties, and mutual interest, Dr. Carla N. Bennett, Secretary General of CARICOM, said CARICOM and Africa have embarked on a collaborative effort to promote travel between the two regions.
It is evident that this partnership between CARICOM and Africa is making progress in some of the priority areas to which heads committed at the first CARICOM Africa Summit. However, more work needs to be done to establish concrete and consistent connections between the community and Africa in several areas. These include cooperation in mass media and information sharing between both regions, establishing a CARICOM Africa Commission, increasing direct engagements between the people of our regions to enhance our appreciation of our history and our cultures, and improving our connectivity with convenient transportation links. We are preparing to sign the Memorandum of Understanding, which has already been agreed between the African Union Commission and the CARICOM Secretariat to institutionalize our collaboration. Through our cooperation, we are building on the strong and inspiring tradition of Pan-Africanism and facilitating the reconnection of the continent with the African diaspora, now designated by the AU as the 6th region of Africa.
She was addressing the celebration of Africa CARICOM Day, organized by the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa, Caribbean Advocacy, and the University of the West Indies, Mona. Cherry Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Other news, 22 local bartenders and mixologists, as well as 10 TMI Community College hospitality students, have benefited from an immersive learning experience designed to elevate Grenada's hospitality industry. Here's what we can tell you. They were part of a 2-day training initiative featuring renowned international restaurant owner and award-winning mixologist Joji Watanabe, organized by the Grenada Tourism Authority. Chairman of Grenada Tourism Authority, Randall Dorlan, spoke about the importance of the training initiative.
It's a great program, bringing mixologists together, sort of passing that knowledge down to our fellow Grenadian bartenders. And the whole idea is to elevate the standard, to understand the science behind being a mixologist and going out and being extra creative in bringing these elaborate drinks, very creative drinks to the table. And this will help us overall in becoming a 5-star destination that offers 5-star service.
All right, so the initiative was aimed at enhancing the skill set of Grenadian hospitality professionals and fostering a culture of continuous development within the sector. Participants in the program not only gained insights into the artistry of mixology, but also looked at service techniques and the details of interpersonal connections with customers. 2 participants shared their views on the training.
This session has been quite eye-opening. One thing I would definitely take away from this class would definitely be not just making a drink, but also how you present the drink to the guests.
I'm the type of person that love flair, and he taught us that when we make the drinks, the nice shades, the nice stir, the ending, how we end our drinks at the customer, in front of our customers. So I would love using that going on the board, because it means our customer feel like they trust us, like we know that what we are doing, and they trust the drink, and hopefully they will enjoy it.
He says he's a type of person who loves flair. Talk about that one. It's time for your peek into the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision. Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that.
Plant photographed in tonight's GBN eyesore is popularly called the red hot cattail plant because of the distinct feathery, soft, red, draping flower spikes it bears, resembling cattails. Mature plants can grow up to 12 feet tall and spread as far as 3 feet wide. There are distinct male and female members of the species. Only the female plant bears the distinctive cattail flowers, which range in colors from purple to bright red. These flowers grow in clusters and can grow up to 20 inches or more in length. We thank our citizen journalists for that informative submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
There is a fire that rages in all of us, a deep desire to be the best that we can be. And sometimes that fire finds expression in words.
Who do you think you are? Angela Davis? Winnie Mandela?
Daddy, whether you like it or not, a new generation has arrived. We are here and we have come with a vision.
You sure is not television all you come with?
The Fire to Dance, a new exciting full-length drama, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs and presented by Heritage Theatre. Opening Saturday 16th September at Grenada Trade Center and running for 2 weekends, 7 p.m. nightly with a star-studded cast.
Come with me, Sophie. We have worlds to conquer.
Come out and feel the fire in the Fire to Dance, starting September 16th. Don't miss it. This ad is sponsored by the National Lotteries Authority, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Now, it's considered to be one of the biggest threats to the world's oceans. Delegates from UN member states are gathering to confront the problem of plastic pollution. The goal is to agree on a global
chance. Your plastic would choose to be put to more beneficial use. Choose recycling.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Your new Grenlec bill is even easier to read and still has all the valuable information you need to track and manage your usage.
Hey Mom, okay, your friendly tech support is here. So you got the new Grenlec bill? Let's take a look. The new bill makes it even easier to see your bill total, the due date, and much more. And take a closer look. It actually is a lot easier to understand. Let me show you. You can still see exactly what the charges are for, but in a great new format, it even shows how the cost of generating and delivering the electricity to you is calculated using your actual usage. And Mom, let Lucy know she can check out Grenlec's new Understanding Your Bill video. Anyway, look who says hi, and see you soon.
Your new Grenlec bill, easier to understand and easier to track your usage.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Brilliantly! Celebrate some more!
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
Being aware of your body, empowering yourselves as women, and ensuring that we do what is best for us. If we don't look after ourselves, we cannot take care of our families and our husbands and our workforce.
It's important to seek what's called a medical wellness checkup, and your family practitioner, your local health center, or even a specialist can guide you through what may be right for you.
Caribbean Medical, right here on this station.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, the best young athletes from across the Commonwealth, all in one place? That's right. A regional banks initiative is demonstrating the power to make a difference. Healthy cooking, empowering climate change, and drastic love for Antigua and Barbuda. It's all next on this station.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Wait to see my granddaughter.
good morning, folks. It's 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome to those of you who are just joining us. If it's your first time, all right, please feel free to be a part of, whatever we are doing here this morning. It's time for the conversation, and let me hit up on the WhatsApp platform right away. Someone says, good morning, Innocent. Please appeal to drivers using the Motley Hill Road in St. George's to extend due care and attention this morning from 7:30 a.m. as maintenance gangs will be clearing the area. Thank you very much. All drivers, you heard it. If you're using the Motley Hill Road area, please be cautious. All right. Thank you very much there, contributor, for that. And going back to our Facebook page, we haven't been here for quite a while. Okay. Sylvina Charles says, blessed morning, Innocent. Blessed day to you. Thanks, and same to you. Sonia Mathlin Scott says, good morning, everyone. Blessings to all. Mildred Smith, Paula Paul, get around the table. Let us get good. Let's eat good. Morning to the host of the platform. Good morning, Mildred. Good morning, Paula Paul. The host of this platform, good morning. Good morning to you, Joseph Ross. Good morning, everyone on the GBN Live Network. And Yulin Alexander, so glad to hear from you again, Yulin. Yulin says, good morning, Gordon. Good morning to everyone. Blessings to all on this new week. Have a wonderful, productive day and stay safe, everyone. All right. Paula Paul, you find we feel like outcasts, no name, but rest is needed to the mind, body, and soul. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Joy Fletcher, programming or ads? Okay. Lydia Cameron says, blessed Monday mornings, Innocent. Same to you. Love Child Kim. Good morning. Happy to see you're back. Thank God. Okay, so it's that time again where we can converse, we can chat. Quickly, let's do a recap. The word of the day today, it was the word injunction. And it refers to an order from a court of law that says something must be done or must not be done. And the thought of the day, every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. Yeah, look for the good in it. The GBN Gospel Challenge is back on November 4th. We've got the auditions on the 23rd and 24th of September. That's right here at the television studio. It starts from 10 a.m. and runs to 1 p.m. on both days. Now, in the final, you must sing an original piece. All right, you must do an original piece. Buzzing, okay. Grenada drew 1-1 with Suriname over the weekend. We hear of a fatal shooting in St. Paul's on Saturday night, and happened to be close to almost there when it happened. And yeah, it's sad indeed. But nonetheless, folks, what happened with you over the weekend? Give us a call. Give me a call, 435-2041. Is there something buzzing in your community that you think is worthy of mention? This is your opportunity to do just that. The number is 435-2041. Today is 9/11. Yeah, anybody remembers what the significance of that date? I mean, there might be a number of significant events that occurred on that date, but what comes to mind when you hear 9/11? All right, Davini Leo, good morning, everyone. Happy to be back with the GBN family. Yes, we are so happy to have you. Good morning to you, Kathy and family out there in Miami, Florida. Good morning. Hope you all are doing fine. So again, if you want to get in on the conversation this morning, the number to call is 435-2041. It's 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. What happened in your neck of the woods over the weekend that you think is worthy of mention? Huh? All right, this is your opportunity to, get a hearing, if you want to use that word. Okay, I want to take the opportunity and say a belated happy birthday to you, Ian Edwards of Conference in St. Andrew. You celebrated your birthday yesterday. Well, your colleagues in the Ministry of Agriculture, the staff from that department at Pearls, they want to wish you all the best, and it's coming especially from Petlin. All right, Ian, I hope you had a great day and that you live to see many more birthdays to come. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, morning, welcome.
To your listeners and your viewers. First of all, I want to thank you for some of the selections that you played on Saturday. I was very encouraged.
Okay.
Both the steel band and the Grenadian songs.
Okay.
In fact, I almost forget the song that Mr. X sang about aeroplane mentality. And I was reflecting, we didn't get offended when he said that. But if I said we have developed a ghetto mentality since then, people have problems. And you see a lot of signs of the ghetto mentality around, unfortunately. Everywhere you go is ghetto mentality. Anyway, one of the things I'm concerned about is about how we are responding to the heat wave. People still seem to think, well, they will be rescued from heaven, or in some way they're thinking that's a punishment, and in a way maybe they're right. What we had to really arrive at is to see this almost as a crisis. Both in St. Lucia and in Trinidad, people have told me of the difficulty. In fact, I'm told in Trinidad there have been a few deaths. People falling down with heat stroke. And we need to help our people to really manage that more efficiently, for want of a better word. And so I would suggest that you summon or solicit the services of a medical professional, a practitioner, to give us some little basic, we know drinking water and so on, but explain to people what is really happening with the heat affecting their body the way it is. As I said on this station before, a professor from a Suriname professor last year, I was attending a course with Columbia University, and she said that the heat we are experiencing right now, from then going forward, is a different type of heat, and it affects all organs in the body. So we have to help people to think, not just the drinking of the water, but maybe even the clothes you put on, or even what you drink and eat, to help to minimize that impact. And we have to start concerning about the productivity. I find it very difficult to function once, say, about after 9 o'clock in the morning. So we need to have some real conversation. How can we, together, not individually and collectively, respond to this ongoing, what I call crisis? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a good one and stay protected, all right? The advice there is remain hydrated. Keep rehydrating yourself and try to wear appropriate clothes, get as much shelter as possible, and get away from the active sun rays as much as you possibly can, all right? But point well taken. Now, Paul Street says 911 is one of the biggest scams carried out by those who want to control the world. 435-2041, that's the number to call. It's 25 minutes after 7 o'clock if you want to get in on the conversation this morning. I want to say good morning to my good friend, Miss Judy Benoit. How are you doing this morning? Hope all is well. Robert White. Could you imagine this? Just the name alone brings a laughter. All right, so you can imagine Robert White on stage and when he's in his element, Yeah, they've got the big play coming on. You look forward to that with high anticipation. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, morning, welcome.
I guess a lot of people would, before to the facts I'm giving, because some people, or majority of people, do not analyze what people have said. They jump to conclusion and they say what even you don't say. I'm going to say that we are complaining about the excessive heat. I didn't say the heat, excessive heat. We, or the majority of us, well, let me make a better word. Some of us are destroying the trees, ruthlessly destroying the trees. Now, I hope nobody go and say I call somebody's name. Ruthlessly destroying the trees. And we don't understand that these things are very, very, very important. All over the world, when I say we, are not saying only in Grenada, we, all over the world, people are destroying trees ruthlessly. They are cutting down rocks ruthlessly to put houses or to put place to spy or whatever they want them for. These things, they are cutting down the bamboos, the trees that hold up the banks, the roots of the trees. Why are they doing that? Because they do not understand the effects of these trees. Now, these trees help to prevent erosion in many ways. And they tend to make the place cooler. I noticed somewhere in St. George's, that's so in the some complex, that's around the GCNA complex. All the trees that have been planted there by the aged people, they are ruthlessly cut down. And you go down there, you get excessive heat. The mango trees, where you could get some fruit.
All right, caller. We seem to have missed out on that lesson there. 435-2041, back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Innocent. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. How about you?
Well, are they coping, sweetheart? Are coping with the little heat and things?
Yeah, protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Yeah, man. It's doing more damage than COVID, because COVID, they give us 6 feet apart, but he giving us 12 feet apart now,
Right,
to
yeah.
leave the room and go in the hall.
Well, the thing about it is, it's here. There's nothing we could do about it, so we just have to deal with it, right?
Yeah, we have to deal with it. But what I find, the sea made for the fish, right? God is a loving God. I think God is going to make the sea for the fish, and then the fish have to run out from the sea now for covers. Something definitely ain't right. So as they say, drink water. But in a sense, I was scrubbing my bathroom yesterday, and I in the bathroom, the water washing on the bathroom, and I could feel the water from my body just coming out, although I in the pipe washing on. So sometimes you inside the house, you stay out from the sun, but you still get in the heat.
Okay.
So I'm lying to tell you, something strange is happening.
End time prophecy fulfilling, man.
Yes, my boy. Something strange.
Yes. Strange thing are happening.
So a strange thing happening. When I see that fishes and them come from the sea and people holding it right, and they show those old tittery with the net, just so they holding the fish in Trinidad,
Right.
So I say, how God so loving and care make the sea for the fish to live in, and now the fish looking for covers on the land. Let us pray and ask God to direct us, my brother.
Okay.
Have a good morning.
Thank you. Have a good one. Have a safe week.
Right.
Protect yourself, right? 29 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Let's take the final call before we do that commercial break. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning, caller. All right. Okay, tell you what we do. We take a commercial break, and when we come back, I should be joining Oslyn Crosby on the Zoom platform.
It is important to know what your road signs and markings means. The zigzag lines means you should not park in the marked area. Parking is allowed inside the solid white lines on the edge of the road. Remember, look out for pedestrians. Pedestrians, be sure the vehicle comes to a complete stop before crossing. These tips can save your life. These tips can make our roads safer for all users. Be safe, be seen, be smart. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Records at the Traffic Department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. Before I join my good friend Oslyn Crosby via our Zoom platform, she's gonna be telling us quite a lot about the last 4 months of the tax amnesty that's ongoing by the Ministry of Finance. Before we do that, let me just quickly take some of our messages here on our Facebook page. Davini Leo says, we in North America are experiencing our fair share of heat. This is the fall season, but the heat is great. Jennifer Lawrence says, it's very hot in New York also. All right, Rona Andrew says, the heat is because of that season. It's called a farming scene. Oh, I don't know. Jennifer Lawrence, good morning. All hi, Innocent, good morning. All right, good morning, my colleague. So says Rona, and Love Child Kim. He says, I'm in Texas. The heat is terrible. My garden this year just dying because it's so hot. And those were the comments on our Facebook page. Now, good morning, Innocent, and good morning to your listeners and viewers. I agree with the first caller. People need to understand more about the serious effects of the type of heat we are experiencing. It could affect every organ in the body, and people are still taking it lightly. People need to understand how to adjust lifestyles and activities to manage the changes of our times. So says one of our WhatsApp contributors. And blessed morning, my dear. I'm sending belated. Okay, I got this. All right. Okay, folks, it's just about that time when I joined my colleague Oslyn Crosby, my good friend. Could I say that? Do I have the privilege of saying good friend, Oslyn?
I believe so, Innocent.
All right, lovely to see that beautiful smile so early in the morning. How are you, Oslyn? How are you? How are things?
I am doing great. I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Good morning to everyone, your viewers, listeners. It's a pleasure being here with you for a different reason this time, but for a good one.
With many hats, Oslyn Crosby. Tell me, what are you doing to mitigate with this heat, man?
Well, as we are advised by the forecasters, what we should do is wear light clothes, stay hydrated, a lot of our water. If you don't need to be outside, don't be outside. And of course, not forgetting the little ones, because, you know, they are the ones that love the outdoors.
Yeah.
It is extremely hot. As I see, the Ministry of Education would have issued some advisories, which is great. I do hope that our schools are making the necessary changes so that our children are safe. But as you say, we worry about the things that we can change. The weather we have no control over. What we as human beings must do is adapt. We have to adapt. We don't have a choice, or we can suffer the consequences. So we need to do what we need to do to stay safe. Wear your clothing light, keep your colors light, drink lots of water, stay away from the sun. Do what you need to do, but stay safe.
Just like you're about to talk about the tax amnesty that is being extended by the Ministry of Finance, by extension the government of Grenada, I think Grenada needs to offer an amnesty now too, because a lot of folks will be using their air condition right through, you know?
Well, I think it is the thing that everybody seems to be rushing for now because of the heat.
Yes.
Everybody's looking to buy an AC, but we know that it will have an effect on your electricity bill. But either way, it's comfort, so we have to take it one way.
And amnesty is in place from Grenada. Good morning to Miss Lydia Courtney Francis.
You and Grenada will work on this.
Yeah, we'll have a convo on that. All right, so Oslyn, let's get to the meat of the matter. The tax amnesty that has been extended to the populace by the government, it comes to an end on the 31st of December. And can you give us some more information as to what has to happen and what will happen and what is happening?
So last December, when the Prime Minister presented his first budget, he did announce that government has extended what we consider to be an olive branch to all taxpayers for this entire year. So it started on January 1, 2023, and it will end on December 31st, 2023. Yeah, it covers all tax types. Yeah, the different tax types that we are looking at. So VAT, value-added tax, your personal income tax, corporate income tax, withholding or annual stamp tax, your excise tax, property tax, and pay as you earn taxes. Yeah, so you know that you might have defaulted on some of your payment. Business was not as you expected it to be. Whatever the reason, and you have fallen back on not being able to file your taxes or pay your taxes, this is the time for you. This is the opportunity for you to take advantage of. Call the ministry, call the IRD, the Inland Revenue Department. There are officers there waiting to speak to you. Give your name, you know your tax number, and let them tell you what are the areas that you might have defaulted on. Remember, the reason why it was given for exactly 1 year is because you were not expected to find monies that you might, sometimes in years you may not have filed, yes? Do we expect you to find all that money at the same time? No. 1 year, though, gave you an opportunity to go to IRD, find out what is happening, and you could have given yourself an entire a year of a payment plan. So every month you pay a little bit, you pay a little bit, you pay a little bit. By the end of the year, though, come January 1, 2024, government will be using all the laws that it has available to it to ensure that it recoups that money. And then all your penalties that is now waived, interest and penalties that are now waived, will all be added back to that amount. I think we would all agree, in a sense, been around having to file taxes and do what we need to do every month or the end of the year. We understand that normally the tax amount is not the one that is a lot, depending on what you're filing.
Yeah.
But when you default on the payment and then you have to add interest, I think it's of about 20%, yes, interest and penalties to that amount, then you know what it gets to. We know what it gets to. So let us avoid that. It might have been ages you have not touched your property tax, yes? And I know that, and let me add here, that our property tax owners are the ones that have been taking advantage of this tax amnesty. People who know they have not paid their property tax for ages, and it's there, and you know you don't eventually want government to have to acquire your property because you have defaulted on your payments, because you know that is also one of the maneuvers that's given to the IRD through law. Is that you have started paying. So from since January, you know your balance, and you pay bit by bit by bit. By now, you might have you're in a better position, and by the end of the year, you'll be exactly where you want to be. So it gives you an opportunity to catch up. And I want us to note here, and I know we might have heard about it during the news, that what government is doing, it is at an expense of government, yes? But it gives us taxpayers, citizens, an opportunity to catch up where we might have defaulted. So it is quite an olive branch. It is not a normal olive branch. We might not hear about an amnesty in the years to come, because remember, defaulting on penalties and interest, they add up, and they also help us to be able to do a lot more things as a nation, yeah? After all, it is $1. It is a zero that you may be adding after what you're supposed to do. But remember, we have a responsibility as taxpayers to ensure that we are tax compliant. And that is where the interest and penalties come in. When we don't do what we need to do, then that is how we end up in the position where we have to know, government then have to add the interest and penalties. And remember, it is not the officers in the ministry that is doing it.
It's a government's decision. It's law.
It is law.
Yeah.
It is law. Yes. And the systems are automatically programmed. Once the time passes, the people who have to pay VAT and PAY, the income tax, and so you know that once the day passes, that the interest is added and the penalty is added to the account. So please, let us take advantage of the tax amnesty, that olive branch that is extended to us as taxpayers, to see how we can make right where we might not have be compliant as it relates to government taxes.
And it's also notable to take into consideration the fact that, you know, it really was an olive branch extended by the government, because some international donor agency and funding agencies were hammering down on government to, you know, stop this tax amnesty thing because it's, you know, depleting your revenues and your expected earnings and so forth. So, getting that in the way is you know, having the tax amnesty in place. It was really you know, an olive branch, if you want, as you rightfully said it. Okay, we've seen one of your colleagues just joining us in the conversation, and
yes,
are you hearing us, youngster?
And his timing is excellent. Mr. Johnson, can you put on your camera for us and unmute yourself? Mr. Johnson is one of the tax collection supervisors at the ministry at the Inland Revenue Division, and he gets to break down for us what are some of the technical information to that. We spoke there of the tax types like the stamp tax and so, and that one, it always requires further explanation, because remember, when you file in stamp tax and so, you are doing it for the year, not the year that has gone and not the year that's gone. So, Mr. Johnson, thank you so much for joining me. I needed that support. I'm happy that you're here.
Oslyn, I am not so happy. He come with his smiling self so late in our conversation, and just, as Oliver Samuels would say, just appeared braps and smiling away. What's happening? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm smiling because it's a new day. I have life, I have health, I have strength, and I'm very grateful for it. And also, it's a pleasure to be here, to be surrounded by such prestige individuals. I mean, of course, I'm in the presence of greatness. Both of you are here. And I'm happy to be around both of you.
He knows nice words, you know.
Yes, he knows nice words.
But nonetheless, welcome to the conversation. And you know what the conversation is all about because you're part and parcel of it. Oslyn brilliantly explained the process and the amnesty that is going to end in December the 31st.
Yes.
Now, a question that I know people would want answered is, what are some of the punitive measures that will be taken in the event that they still default on that amnesty that was given to them?
Well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag right now. I will tell you to wait for January to see, but I will tell you that we plan to use everything in our arsenal. I mean, I'm a Manchester fan, I don't like to use the word arsenal, but nonetheless, we plan to use everything in our arsenal based on what the law provides, based on what the law stipulates, to ensure that individuals who are still defaulting, that we ensure that we collect what is the government's revenue. So we'll be using everything that the law allows us to use. We're talking about garnishes, we're talking about seizure of assets and goods, we're talking about really enforcing tax compliance certificates. You heard the Prime Minister speak about exit certificates and so on. So quite a few things will be employed. The collections department will be beefed up and strengthened, and they will be out there. So we're encouraging persons, if you still haven't made use of the amnesty, come forward now and take advantage of it. And this is for businesses and individuals alike. Whether it is your property tax outstanding, you don't want government to come after your property. Whether it's your business, you don't want government to come and do an audit or to seize any of your assets or to garnish your income at any time. So ensure that you take advantage of the amnesty, ensure that your records are cleared, and you have a nice clean slate going into 2024.
Now, for the young people, and maybe not only the young people, but for some folks who really do not understand the concept and the importance or significance of paying tax, to those who just don't want to hear this word, why is it important that individuals as well as businesses pay taxes?
Well, strange that you mentioned that. Just Thursday, I had an interesting presentation with a group of workers, and we were speaking about the same thing, the importance of paying taxes. Why is this important? And many persons, as you said, they don't understand. They see taxes as a bad thing. Or why you have to tax us? It's our money, we work for it. Why you have to tax us? But at the same time, when I ask the question, do you want to see things improved in Grenada? Do you want more healthcare, better healthcare? Do you want to continue to be protected by the police officers? Do you want the prisoners to be controlled when they're inside, when they do something wrong? Do you want that to continue? They say yes. Do you want your children to get good education? And they say yes. So then I ask the question, you want all those things? Yes. But in order for the children to get education, the teachers have to be paid, and the funds have to come from somewhere. And even before we go before that, how do you get to school? You have to use roads. The roads have to be maintained. Tax dollars has to be used to build and maintain the roads. And Grenada, I must say, have a very wide network of roads all throughout the island. You could probably take back roads sometimes and steer off the main road because we have so much roads, which is good. The tax dollars cover those things. Our police force, Grenada, is still considered a very safe territory. During the carnival season, many persons crowd our shows. We get good revenue from carnival because people consider Grenada to be safe. So in order for us to continue that, we need our persons, our citizens, to continue contributing their tax dollars so we can keep our police force active and we can keep them on the cutting edge. I mean, times are changing, so from time to time, you see that the police force, they might need maybe better vehicles, maybe a better boat, and so those things come because persons pay their taxes. And again, when I spoke to the group on Thursday, we just looked at one sector in particular. I said, just look at the general hospital. And think about the number of doctors and nurses that are employed by the government. Think about the number of medication that is used at the hospital. I said, think about yourself. I say, I'm sure at least one of you would have probably spent time at the hospital, whether it is a few days or a few weeks or whatever. You got breakfast, you got lunch, you got dinner, you were taken care of, and you left the hospital much better than you came. I mean, persons may argue and say, oh, the hospital system is not the best. While it's not the best, it is still something that we could be proud of. And you don't have to pay almost a cent Many times. So, of course, these are some of the things that your tax dollars are used for. Infrastructure, public service, we talk about the police, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, the education system, building of schools, maintaining of roads. So much has to be done by our tax dollars. So you could only imagine if a population of 110,000 persons, if that entire population is paying taxes, the country could do much better. All these things that we are wishing and dreaming about, that we sometimes call in the radio programs and say, oh, they should do this, they should do that, they should do this, they should do that. Those things can only be done if persons are paying taxes. So the few individuals we have paying taxes right now, and we are able to accomplish quite a bit. Just imagine if all individuals, if all Grenadians understand the value of paying taxes, and they willingly come to us and say, hey, government of Grenada, I made some extra money last year, and you guys did not tax me. So please, here are some taxes, here are some more taxes. Or you might say, okay, I don't think I'm paying enough property taxes. You guys are not charging me enough. My house is a large house. I have more rooms than you guys think. I'm willing to pay some extra taxes. I'm sure we can make that happen. So it might be a bit funny.
Do you think someone would really do that?
Actually,
have you had instances of that?
Yes. Wow. We've had instances of individuals who would come in and they would say, okay, I have 2 properties on my land and I've only been taxed for 1. So please ensure that you guys have it covered. There are some individuals who are earnest. I'm not just saying honest. They are earnest and they understand the value of paying taxes, and they do pay it. We have some persons who are not even Grenadians. They've been living here maybe 20, 30 years. I have a neighbor actually, and he sometimes asks if there's a way he could pay his taxes earlier or in advance. He wants to pay it because they understand, especially coming from larger countries, Europe and the US and so on, they understand the value of paying taxes. So they don't joke with that. And they ask, they say, how can we contribute? I remember during the during the COVID period, some of my neighbors called me. They said, listen, we understand this is COVID and government revenue has been on the low. Is there a way we could pay our property taxes in advance? We're talking about this was all the way in February, March. And they wanted to pay because they understand that the government needed revenue.
Wow.
So yes, there are individuals like that. And I'm really hoping that other Grenadians could understand the value of paying taxes and they too can pay their honest share. Let me just share this. I know I'm saying a lot, but in the presentation that I gave on Thursday, we had that same conversation. And I was speaking to individuals about which part of your income is taxable. And I drew reference to many individuals who might be employed with an employer, and that employer will be deducting taxes based on their salary. But then I said, many individuals are earning extra income. And by law, that extra income that you earn, whether it is as a DJ or whether it is you sing part-time or you play music part-time, that should be added on your income tax form, and you should be paying tax on your extra income also.
Okay.
It's hard to digest, but it's the truth.
Let me ask you a question that I know quite a number of people would want me to ask. Who and what is used to determine the threshold for taxes? Like how much you should pay and what percentage? Who and how is that determined?
Well, that is determined by government. So not Inland Revenue. We are just the administrators of the laws. So government makes the laws and we just administrate. So if you recall, prior to 2017, individuals that only earn over $5,000 a month, they were the only individuals paying income taxes in Grenada. But after that, they would have dropped the threshold. So you have now, which is still relevant now, individuals who earn over $3,000 monthly, they are required to pay income taxes. In terms of property tax, also that is passed by government. They will determine what rates we use for the buildings, what rate we use for the land, what's the commercial rate. So right now, essentially, anyone that owns a property, you basically have to pay your property taxes. But in terms of income taxes, your salary or your income, I shouldn't just say salary, your income, your total income for the month has to exceed $3,000. So if you're an honest, earnest Grenadian out there, and you might be doing some odd jobs, different places, and your monthly income or your annual income adds up to over $36,000. I think you owe it to yourself as a Grenadian, as a proud Grenadian, as a citizen. Come to Inland Revenue, say, okay, Inland Revenue, I know you don't have me in the tax bracket, but I want to pay my fair share. On an annual basis, I cut yards for people, or I do whatever. I fish, but my annual income exceeds $36,000, and I want to pay my fair share of taxes based on the law, because I would have benefited from free education in my primary and secondary school years. When my parents made me at a general hospital, they did not have to pay a cent, and I know someone else's tax dollars would have contributed to that. So right now, it is my time. I want to contribute also.
Okay, that's good. All right. Another quick question. Now, in the U.S., every year you have people anxiously awaiting that time when they can file back to get monies back that they would have paid in taxes. Do we have the same sort of system in Grenada?
No, we don't have a similar system. But I think right now, Grenadians are benefiting from a much better system. Persons will argue that, but if you do the math, you will find it better. Let me try to explain it to you quickly. So in the US and some of these larger countries, you pay taxes on all of your income. From the minute time you make $1, Uncle Sam says, okay, you made $1. 20% is mine, 20 cents is mine. And Uncle Sam smiles and he gets his money most times automatically. Even Germany and so on, mainly that's how the system works. In these systems, you basically could get refunds based on sometimes the number of children that you have, based on if you have a house or not, based on if you own a certain type of vehicle. Right now, they have EV vehicles. If you own EV vehicles, you might get tax rebates. If you give money to charity, you might get tax rebates and so on. So many persons at the end of the year, based on what they're involved in, they're eager to file to get back some sort of rebate based on their taxes. However, Grenada operates a very simple tax system. As you would appreciate, to operate a system like that, like what the US and so has, it takes a very robust tax system. And inland revenue, we're getting there, but we're not there as yet. It will require a lot more staff, a lot more skilled workers, and our staff load right now is not as much as the IRS and those countries.
Okay.
So right now we operate a very simple tax system whereby we say, okay, we're not going to give you tax refunds based on the number of children and so you have, but we're going to put a threshold. So that way we don't tax everyone. So right away, everyone gets an exemption. So even if you make $100,000, the first $36,000 you make, it's not taxed. Whereas in the US system, everything would have been taxed. So what you find happening is that it kind of benefits you because you're not paying tax on your full income. You're only paying tax on part of your income. And at the same time, everyone benefits. In these other systems, like I said, you only benefit if you have children, if you do certain things. But in Grenada, even if you don't have children or whatever, you still benefit from the tax system. If you change it similar to them, then the single individuals who have no children, they will say, okay, well, why am I paying more taxes because I don't have children? Am I paying for the children of others? Okay. So I think right now we are operating on a simple tax system, and I think it works for us right now. And I'm not sure how long it's going to last again. Like I said, as our tax system gets more robust, it might change, but everyone benefits from that 36,000 exemption. However, we do have something called tax refund. Okay. We do have tax refunds. This is for individuals who would have paid too much in the year. And it happens sometimes. As an example, like I said, you have to make over $36,000 annually to pay income tax. So as an example, even if, let's say, your salary is $5,000 a month, but you begin working in September, by right, your employer will deduct money from your September salary. They will deduct your October, November, and December. But that's only 4 months you worked. So in the 4 months, you made $20,000. But your employer would have deducted September, October, November, December. So when you file, which is why filing is important, when you file your taxes to the government in the following year, you say, okay, hey, government of Grenada, I only worked for 4 months. I made $20,000, but my employer deducted $600 from my salary to pay taxes. However, I was not eligible to pay taxes because I'm under the $36,000. So in that case, you will be eligible for a tax refund because you overpaid. You paid more than you're supposed to.
All right, that is something we will have to look at as time progresses because we are out of time here now. So I'll give Oslyn 30 seconds to wrap up, or else one of your colleagues will beat up on me for not joining the BBC on time. So go right ahead.
All right. So, Innocent, thank you again. I know we're out of time. Thank you for accommodating us. I just want to remind everyone, the people living in the diaspora, that the tax amnesty covers you. So please, you can call the IRD on the telephone number at the ministry You can go online and do your payment. Remember, pay.gov.gd is available for you. And we're not forgetting our citizens on the sister isle, our brothers and sisters on the sister isle. Caraco, it also covers you. So for the entire tri-island state, and remember, December 31st is the deadline. Call the IRD, the people on the sister isle. Call your branch of the Ministry of Finance up there. Get the updated information. Make your payments. You still have time. We have 4 more months to go. Actually, 3 full months and a couple of weeks in September to go. Use that time to see how you can break down what exists or actually get rid of it altogether, because we know what's going to happen come January 1, 2024.
Thank you very much, Oslyn. Mr. Johnson, Oslyn took some of your seconds, so take yours.
That's okay. Have a good day, guys. Pay your taxes on time. Use the online platform. Come in at the offices. If you have any questions, please contact us. We have a help desk email. Send us an email, tpshelpdesk@ird.gov.gd. That's TPS as in Taxpayer Services, helpdesk@ird.gov.gd. Send us your questions, your queries, your concerns, and we'll be happy to respond. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Oslyn and Mr. Johnson. Thank you very much, folks. That's the program for this morning. Thank you for being a part of it. We've got to break it up right here because we've got to join the BBC.